Welcome, traveler. I am Captain James Cook. I grew up in Great Ayton on my father's farm. At 16, while working in Staithes, I was drawn to the sea. I moved to Whitby, where I became an apprentice to prominent local ship owners, John and Henry Walker. I studied mathematics, navigation, and astronomy. 10 years later, I was offered my first command. During my time as captain, these are a few of the accomplishments I am most proud of. Bringing astronomers to view and record the transit of Venus from the Pacific. Mapping Newfoundland and all parts of the Pacific. I was the first European in the Sandwich Islands. Making contact and trading with indigenous peoples of New Zealand, South Pacific, Pacific Northwest, and Aleutian Islands. None of my sailors were lost to scurvy for the first time in naval history. All in all, I circumnavigated the world 2.5 times. It would have been 3 if I hadn't died.
Donc ça, Bird Island, c'est une grande réserve ornithologique d'albatros et on y trouve notamment des albatros fuligineux, ces albatros qui nidifient dans cette île, et ce sont des albatros absolument magnifiques.
C'était en quelle année là, ce voyage?
C'était en 91-92. Voilà, hiver 91-92.
Donc vous aviez fait quoi à l'époque avec Antarctica donc, hein?
À l'époque avec Antarctica, on était parti de... En fait, le voyage lui-même a commencé à la péninsule Valdés, en Argentine. Alors on faisait des sujets, on a fait 56-13 minutes pour Thalassa, pour FR3. Le premier sujet, c'était sur les baleines en péninsule Valdés, sur les baleines franches australes. Et après ça, on est descendu de Valdés, on est allé aux Falklands. Des Falklands, on est allé à Punta Arenas, en Patagonie. Après de là, on est allé en Géorgie du Sud, aux Orcades du Sud, en péninsule Antarctique, retour en Patagonie. Et pour certains, le voyage s'est arrêté là. Et après, le bateau a traversé jusqu'à Cape Town pour faire un sujet sur Tristan da Cunha. Voilà. Il y a une espèce de famille qui se crée autour de ce bateau. Alors est-ce que c'est le bateau, sa taille, sa convivialité avec ce grand carré et ce cocon où on est à l'intérieur? C'est sûrement ça, je ne sais pas. Mais en tous les cas, là, pour ces 3 semaines que je passe à bord, là, voilà, c'est très sympathique, c'est fluide entre les gens, entre les scientifiques, les marins. Il y a une espèce de bonne humeur, d'empathie qui se passe entre les gens et c'est vraiment très agréable. Ouais.
Et ça, dès le départ, c'était ça. Ce bateau a le pouvoir un peu d'unir les gens, quoi, les emmener ailleurs ensemble, quoi.
Bah oui, c'est d'ailleurs amusant parce que moi j'ai quand même fait pas mal de bateaux différents dans ma carrière de marin. Et c'est vraiment le seul bateau où les gens avec qui j'ai navigué il y a plus de 20 ans sont toujours des amis que je revois régulièrement, au moins une fois par an.
Electric Blue Sunsets, presented by Science at NASA. Northern summer is underway. It's time for picnics, hot dogs, dips in the pool, and, oh yes, electric blue sunsets. Just below the Arctic Circle, evening skies are filling with pale blue ripples. They appear just after sunset or just before sunrise and are called noctilucent clouds or NLCs. When viewed from space, the same atmospheric phenomenon is referred to as polar mesospheric clouds, or PMCs. Cora Randall, chair of the Department of Atmospheric and Oceanic Sciences at the University of Colorado, says, the 2016 season for noctilucent clouds began on May 24th, when NASA's Aeronomy of Ice and the Mesosphere Satellite, or AIM, spotted a puff of electric blue around the Arctic Circle. NLCs are Earth's highest clouds. Seeded by meteoroids, they float at the edge of space more than 50 miles above the planet's surface. The clouds are very cold and filled with tiny ice crystals. Those tiny crystals do a good job of scattering blue light from the rising or setting sun, hence their electric blue color. Noctilucent clouds appear during summer because, ironically, that is the only time the upper atmosphere at high latitudes is cold enough to crystallize molecules of water around specks of meteor dust. The role of meteor dust in forming NLCs is one of many discoveries made by AIM, which NASA launched in 2007 to study the mysterious clouds. James Russell, principal investigator for AIM at Hampton University, says, these clouds continue to reveal intimate details about how the atmosphere works. Each season yields new information. The first recorded observations of noctilucent clouds were made in the 19th century after the eruption of supervolcano Krakatoa. At the time, people thought the clouds were caused by the eruption, but long after Krakatoa's ash settled, the clouds remained. In those days, NLCs were a polar phenomenon confined mainly to the Arctic. In recent years, they have intensified and spread with sightings as far south as Colorado and Kansas. The reason may be climate change on the edge of space. A recent study by AIM science team member Mark Hervig and colleagues published March 2016 in the Journal of Geophysical Research confirms that the mesosphere, the atmospheric layer where NLCs form, has gotten colder and moister in recent decades. Both trends promote the formation of NLCs. Their results are consistent with a simple model linking the clouds to two greenhouse gases. First, carbon dioxide promotes NLCs by making the mesosphere colder. While increasing carbon dioxide warms the surface of the Earth, those same molecules cool the upper atmosphere, a yin-yang relationship long known to climate scientists. Second, methane promotes the clouds by adding moisture to the mesosphere because methane oxidizes into water as it rises in the atmosphere. Noctilucent clouds appear to be a telltale sign of important greenhouse gases, and that, says Russell, is a great reason to study them. They may be at the edge of space, but they're telling us something very important about our own planet. For more news from the edge of space, stay tuned to science.nasa.gov.
Fun stuff. Maybe find that camera. Let's just let you guys get Dora in. We're gonna. That's the way it should be. We're gonna. It's like that's what they should do. Yeah, that's how I felt yesterday. Close your ABB. Next, check your tail sleep. You guys hear him? Check tail sleep. Do your
That's zipped up my neck cover, okay?
Kenji, wake up!
Who are you? Where am I now?
Oh yeah, I'm Min, and I'm a scientist working here. Do you feel better now?
The Antarctic Treaty, the centerpiece of the treaty system signed in 1959, admitted to conflicting disputes, setting Antarctica aside to ensure in the interest of all mankind that Antarctica shall only be used for peaceful purposes and shall not become the scene or the target of international discord. This indefinitely bans the mining and the illegal fishing. However, it is open for review at the earliest in 2048 and can change should a binding legal agreement on exploitation be reached. Nowadays, we have wars of ocean resource and global warming issue in Antarctica's circle. It makes the most of ice shelf dissolve. Therefore, the surrounding coast area is flooding. Some of the science stations are relocated to the highland. Ocean Resources Rescue Community. How architects can support and cooperate with the fishermen, the search and rescue SAR team, the scientists and tourists to set up an ocean community based in Maxwell Bay of King George Island. This location is the latest support station before the entry to the Antarctic Circle. This project focuses on using marine floating structure and flip technology to design permanent and semi-permanent platforms, multiple different piers for specific types of vessels, sea traffic